test drive.
Alright guys, we're back. We're going to film another episode of the Corvette going back together. Tell them what we're about to do.
Alright, the caliper's gone ahead, we got it. It turned out perfect. It's all dry and everything, so we're going to go ahead and put it on, get the brakes bled, slap the wheel and tire on it, and hopefully finally drive this thing for the first time. So, pretty excited about that.
We're going to take it for a drive with no quarter pin on no rear bumper, just to kind of test it out and see what it does and see what kind of power this thing's got. It should be a very fast car.
Here we go.
Alright, we're about to put the caliper on now. We got two new caliper bolts because they were actually bent from the accident. We actually showed it in the last video. But we got two brand new bolts to put on the caliper, and go ahead and hang it up there. We got our caliper hung on. We're about to snug the bolts up, slide the pads in, and then after that, we got a new brake line just for the safety of it because we don't know what kind of damage or anything might have happened to it in the wreck, maybe a crimp or any kind of maybe small pinhole or anything. So we got a new brake line. We're going to put that on, and then what we'll do is bleed the brakes after that, and we're pretty much on the downhill slide with the suspension after that.
We're going to go ahead and slide our new pads in here.
And then we got a new caliper pin set because they were actually bent too, so we ordered those. That's what we kind of had to stop on the last video, is that, and also just doing the paint on the caliper. We got the little small parts we missed when we were ordering parts for this car. Other than that, we got all the suspension stuff now, so we'll be able to get the wheel on it for sure today. What you got right there?
Got our new slide pins and this brake pad retainer spring. I think this just keeps them from rattling around in there, making noise and stuff. Alright, I've gone ahead and popped in our brake warning sensor for when the pad gets worn down too far. It just clips in the side of it. And about to pop in our new brake retainer spring thingy, whatever the heck it's called.
Those pins sliding in pretty easy?
Yeah, that spring's got some tension on it though. Oh, yeah. I think this is the official ZO6 brake pin tool. Got the caliper bolted up, pin slid in, everything's new, ready to go, and I'm just going to pop on our new brake line and get the brakes bled.
We got the caliper all set on, brake pads in, new brake line installed, and all that's put on. Now we're about to bleed the brakes.
We're getting our brake fluid topped off here so we don't run out while we're bleeding them, because then we have to take to the dealership.
And if this don't work, we have a nice, what's that tool we have?
We got a vacuum bleeder.
We'll try that vacuum bleeder before we actually take it to the Chevy dealership. Actually bleed it real well with that vacuum bleeder.
This new line's kind of a pain in the butt to weave through here. I'm about to go ahead and try to get it started. And the end result, we're trying to get to this line. See if you can get up in there, John. That's the line we got to try to get off, so it's going to be a pain in the butt to get that thing loose. And then we got to get that clip off on top, out, and then swap in our new line and put the new clip back in it. We're taking turns Trying to get the inside of this brake line off is just a pain in the butt to get to, and there's no fast way of doing it. You can get like a quarter of a turn, flip the wrench, and a quarter of a turn. It's just a pain in the butt. Is it? All right, hell yeah.
We gotta get that retainer clip off the brake line, and then we'll go back and put the new line on, tighten on the caliper, and bleed the brakes once and for all.
Hopefully.
All right, we got our old line off. Just catching our fluid in the catch can. Hoping not to lose all of it, but we're losing it pretty quickly.
Fast as you can.
Brake fluid down the arm?
Brake fluid down the arm, in the armpit. Oh,
Sweet.
shit.
You already got it started?
No, hell no.
Come on, Houdini.
It's whipping my butt. Got fat hands.
We got some damage to this front wheel while he's doing that. I'll show it to you. It actually hit the curb also. We're going to drive the car, see if we got any vibrations, any kind of weird feeling. If not, what we're going to try to do is refurbish this wheel and repaint it. Hopefully it's not bent, but we'll know when we go do our first test drive shortly.
After wrestling with this thing for a minute, I think I got it started. It's still leaking brake fluid all over me, but I'm about to try to get it snugged up. Finally got this brake line on here. I'm covered head to toe in brake fluid. It's in my armpits, it's in my shirt, it's everywhere. It's in my hair. But I'm gonna go ahead and wash up, and then we're gonna bleed the brakes and move on. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and get our brake line hooked up on here and start just trying to get some of the air out of it because there's no fluid in this caliper at all.
Alright, go ahead. You get any air?
I did a little bit, yeah, that time. It's less and less every time. We're looking good.
Over here?
Yeah, go ahead and pump it up and hold it.
Alright, go ahead.
I didn't get any air that time. I'm going to do the other side over here now. Pump them up and hold it.
Alright, go ahead.
Alright, pump them up and hold it.
Got a really good brake though.
Alright. We blasted that stuff out of the bleeder screw. Pump them up and hold it.
Alright, go ahead.
We got some brake cleaner here. This stuff dries real fast. We got brake fluid all over the place, so we're going to go ahead and spray it off, get it out of that electrical connector, and get all that stuff off of it so it doesn't drip all over the place. But at the salvage auction, they lift all these cars up with a big forklift, and the forklift, of course, does more damage sometimes than the wreck. So it's just this, we're going to take this thing off so it's not dragging, so we can try to take it for a little quick test spin.
This new air dam comes with all new hardware, all new bolts and everything from Chevrolet when you got it. So we can go ahead and stow it up there, tighten the bolts up, put that wheel on, hope we'll go for a little ride. Alright, now we're about to put the wheel and tire on it. I felt we're making big progress. This is what I've been waiting on for a while. How about you?
Oh man. Yeah, now all of our mechanic stuff should be done. All that's left is body work.
We got to top the brake fluid off after we get it on the ground too. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
We didn't have much air in it I was kind of surprised. I say we take that vacuum bleeder and go over it one more time after we get it all done, said and done, just for safety precaution of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we definitely don't have any air left in it. This rear diff cooler here, I'm going to go ahead and pull the fittings off of this. We're still waiting on our cooler to heat here, and I'm just going to loop the two around so that we can just take it for a quick test fit. If we don't have the cooler on here, that stuff might just spray everywhere, and we're just sticking this on here just to take it for a quick drive through the neighborhood. So in case it does start pumping out stuff everywhere, we don't want it to go all over the road. Last time off the lift, hopefully. Just double check and make sure our brake fluid's full.
Is it pretty low or not bad?
Not bad. That's about all it needs.
Just a little squirt.
Just a little squirt, she's ready to go.
Alright, let's fire it up and see what she does, guys.
Hopefully the first test drive here. While we're letting this thing warm up, we just picked up this 1969 Chevy Nova. It's been sitting in a garage behind the old man's house for 8 years outside, or inside, I'm sorry. And this might be our next project, just get it going and stuff, see what all it needs. I'm going to try to get some of this dust off of this thing.
Can't wait till this thing gets cleaned up. It's pretty awesome. Once it's done, man.
We're about to go take it for a little cruise through the neighborhood. Not going to get crazy with it or anything, but just make sure all the brakes and stuff work.
Actually stops nice.
Does it really?
It feels like it does.
And the AC works good as hell in it, that's for sure.
Just going a little loop in the neighborhood, nothing crazy.
Is it driving straight?
Feels good. Definitely got to have an alignment. That rear suspension's got the alignment jacked up. We'll take it, stick it on the tow truck Monday and drop it off at the alignment shop and get that handled.
Seems to drive pretty good other than that though.
Yeah.